Good morning, St. Kitts and Nevis, and welcome to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me in the program for today, Friday, March 7th, 2025. It's a pleasure to be back here to have a conversation with you, the listeners, callers of this program, The Edge, on 96.1 FM. Of course, yesterday was the Prime Minister's press conference, and so I was unable to be here, but it's good to be back to engage with you on matters of national importance. When we open the phone lines, you may call us at 662-8674. That is 662-8674. Call us and lend your voice to the conversation at hand with regards to things happening here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Now, at the Prime Minister's press conference on Thursday, Dr. Drew and members of his cabinet gave updates on a number of things happening in St. Kitts and Nevis as it relates to national security, education, agriculture, sports, housing, the environment, foreign affairs, and the list goes on. And there were a number of announcements made as it relates to development or things related to economic development for St. Kitts and Nevis, and I want to touch on those briefly and, of course, hear from you, your thoughts, views, and opinions on this. Before I go into that, I'll just give a gentle reminder of the St. Kitts and Nevis Independence 42 theme competition. And the theme guidelines are that entries must be concise, memorable, and reflective of the nation's journey. Submissions should be no longer than 6 to 8 words. Participants must provide their names, addresses, and contact numbers with each entry. And the deadline for submissions is midnight on Sunday, March 30th, 2025. The winner of the competition will receive a cash prize of 1,000 EC dollars and will be expected to participate in specific Independence 42 activities. This is a unique opportunity to leave a lasting mark on the nation's history. The winner will be expected to appear and participate in specific Independence 42 activities. And so I'm encouraging you to put on your thinking caps, your creative caps, and begin drafting a theme for our independence, our 42nd anniversary of independence here in St. Kitts and Nevis. For more details, you may visit the website of the St. Kitts Nevis Information Service, which is sknis.gov.kn, and there you will find the form where you can submit your entry. When you are making your submission, it is just asking for a few details, such as your full name first and last, as well as your address and contact information, because they would want to reach out to you in the event you have won the prize. Again, the deadline is Sunday, March 30th, 2025, and it is an awesome opportunity for you to win $1,000. At the Prime Minister's press conference on Thursday, the Minister with Responsibility for Electricity, Conris Maynard, announced that the government will soon begin, and this is through SCELEC, an island-wide initiative to replace all electricity meters with advanced smart meters. And this transition will be powered by the Advanced Metering Infrastructure, AMI system, an integrated network that enables two-way communication between utility providers and customers. We understand that the AMI system collects, stores, and analyzes energy consumption data in real time, allowing Skelec to monitor electricity usage more efficiently. At the press conference on Thursday, Minister Maynard said, and I quote, "We will now be able to monitor everything that is happening with the energy going in and out of your homes. These are smart meters, and so they now can be controlled and observed from a control center, so billing can be more regular, and it's going to be completely accurate. And this will eliminate the issues of errors associated with reading the meters. One of the key benefits of the new meters is the ability to integrate with renewable energy systems, allowing consumers to generate and sell electricity back to the grid. With the AMI smart meter system, consumers will have greater control over their electricity usage, reducing the likelihood of service disconnections. It's 10 minutes past. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we will continue our conversation here on The Edge. Stay with us.
Hey, guess what? It's Radio Market.
Call in and sell your merchandise. You can negotiate, give and trade.
We on radio, internet, and TV.
Like us, share us, and subscribe to
ZIZonline.com.
And remember, we don't sell nothing over $5,000. Join us every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock right here on ZIZ Radio. Call 465-6120, 465-1903, 662-8674, or 718-577-2916. ZIZ Radio, giving back to the people.
Guess what? March Madness is here with ZIZ, celebrating 64 years strong where your brand belongs. St. Kitts and Nevis, it's time to level up your business with the biggest ad sale of the year. We've got it all at crazy discounted rates. Radio, TV, and social media. Want to make big sales? You need to be where the people are. And guess what? They're tuned into ZIZ, the #1 broadcast network in the Federation. Maximum reach, unbeatable deals, and 64 years of trusted media power. Don't get left behind. Secure your spot now before they're gone. Call our marketing team at 662-8203 or email sales@ZIZonline.com today. It's ZIZ March Madness, 64 years strong, where your brand belongs.
Welcome back to The Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me on the program for today, Friday, March 7th, 2025. We'll open the phone lines now and begin taking your calls at 662-8674. That is 662-8674. Also coming out of the press conference on Thursday was an update as it relates to St. Kitts and Nevis' commitment to reducing the food import bill. And this question having been posed by one of the reporters there was in relation to the 25 by 25 agenda. And so while we understand that CARICOM has been considering shifting the date, the work still continues. Yes, we are in 2025, but it does not mean that the work to reduce the food import bill by 25% or whatever percentage should stop. And so more local food production and supporting farmers, supporting the men and women who work in the agricultural sector is crucial. And at the press conference, Minister Duggins gave the commitment of the ministry and the government by extension that they will continue to work towards achieving a lower import bill. The 25 by 2025 initiative originally aimed to reduce the region's $6 billion food import bill by 25% by the end of 2025. With the extension, the target date is now 2030, with additional goals introduced. So one may say, well, they keep pushing back the date. I mean, the reality is it is not going to be something that you can do overnight. But what I would say is the work has to continue. Yes, we've gotten into 2025. It can't be a case where we throw our hands in the air and say, well, we've gotten to 2025 and we were unable to reduce the food import bill. The work has to continue because for me, it is not just a high food import bill, but there are so many other underlying issues from that high food import bill. We're talking about a strain on the economy or the economies of the region, small island developing states, countries that are still developing in other areas, but yet we are spending $6 or more than, in some cases, $6 billion as a region to import food. And so supporting local food production is absolutely important. Now, one of the concerns that I had, and I think it was also shared by a few callers some time back, was let's say you have a case where one country seems to be forging ahead. They're really serious. They're doing all of the groundwork, and they are ensuring that they're doing what is necessary to reduce their food import bill by 2025 or by 25%. But then you have other countries that are within the region that are a part of the initiative or the agenda, and they're not doing as much. And so while one country may be working tirelessly to reduce their food import bill, the regional statistic may still remain high, because it could be a case where that country does not contribute much to the regional or the overall statistic. And it begs the question of the cohesiveness and planning and all of that as it relates to CARICOM. We know that CARICOM had their regular meeting, and the concern was really and truly, what is the purpose of CARICOM? And it was a legitimate question. Yes, CARICOM has been good to us in different areas, but the question came from, I believe, a place of wanting to see more, wanting to see better, and believe that the potential for serious growth, real growth, is absolutely there. It is 18 minutes past, and we're taking your calls here on The Edge. Call us at 662-8674. That is 662-8674. You're listening to The Edge for Friday, March 7, 2025. We'll take our first call for this morning. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Good morning.
Greetings. Thanks for taking your call. Okay, read the topic on the page. Food import. Me, what you say about regional thing, but sometimes every time I sit down on the one body, I mean, you see the situation here. It is not only about money, It is about health. Would you agree with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can. And health is priceless. So, in certain situations, every time I sit down on your own bottom, if we can't do it collectively, then each territory have to go acknowledge the situation and deal with it. Because it's not pretty, my brother. No, it's not pretty. I mean, the way the money big. $6 billion is only for money for us to be, especially food.
Yes.
I mean, what kind of soil we got in the region? Here and there, the soil is full. We can grow, man. But somehow, the people, the masses is addictive to food from off the shelf. They come from here and there, where they come from. And they're not good for it. It is destroying our health.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we are seeing it. Children, I mean, the situation is pretty. And when I see it, I have some there, some I start to think it's needless. The taste buds have to change. And me know it's not pretty because me just say these things is addictive. Me know it's not easy. These things is addictive. They're talking about drugs and this and that, get addicted to food. You see food addiction.
And there's a lot of the ingredients that they put in the food as well that are harmful for our health.
Of course. So we had used the teeth to dig the grave. And pain to do so at the same time. Thanks for keep bringing this on the floor, and I mean, it's time, it's really time. I know the education has been gone, but it's really time that we act more than how we talk and so the situation. Like this is concerning the same nastiness crisis. We need to do things because it now gets better. You see, when we hit the issue about the nastiness, we don't want to come out with it, because the nastiness is more than the cleaning. Yes, we are clean. Yes, we are walk behind the nasty people and unclean. But the more we clean, the more the nasty. I mean, I talk about the beach bridge and this and that in the gully. And yes, we don't want that. But they are saying in Jamaica, say small trash, blind eye. So we talk about from a sweetie paper up. Implement policies and laws. And you glitter with a piece of sweetie paper, $1,000, and if you can't pay, you go to jail. And if you keep paying and feel like your money going to get you through, they stop charge you and send you prison, straight prison, until the nastiness come out to you. Because when them travel, the street nasty people, yeah. When them travel, they do. No, me have to laugh, but me laugh seriously, yeah. When them travel, where would them going? According to what go on in, where them going, them follow suit, You know that, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, they fall in line. Them fall in line, but them feel like they have the land of beauty, like garbage heap. Give thanks to the time, blessed God.
All right, Colin, thank you so much for your contribution to the program. It is 11:22, and the phone lines remain open at 662-8674. That is 662-8674. For those of you who may just be tuning in, you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM, and I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius. Caller, you've hit the nail right on the head as it relates to food production and the things that we consume. As I stated earlier, yes, we have a food import bill, a regional food import bill of somewhere in the region of $6 billion. But there are a number of underlying things when you look at the food import bill, and a lot of it relates to our health in terms of the cancer, diabetes, and hypertension, and all of these different things. And that is one of the reasons why the region collectively has been pushing to ensure that we produce more local food. That has been the focus. Now, you said they need to acknowledge it. I think for the most part, the countries in the region have acknowledged the fact that their food import bill is high. They have acknowledged the fact that more food needs to be grown here. for St. Kitts and Nevis, we have acknowledged that, and you are seeing where the work is being done to ensure that we produce more local food to sustain our population. But on a regional level, while the acknowledgement is there, it is the level of work that is being put in to ensure there is some real progress, that you're seeing some real progress as it relates to reducing the food import bill. But it is alarming for us here in the region that our food import bill is so high. We're spending too much money on importing things, on things that we ourselves do not produce, or we ourselves produce here. This money should be spent within the region to stimulate the regional and the Caribbean economy. But instead, our money is going elsewhere. And that is absolutely alarming. And so that is why CARICOM has said, look, let us put this agenda in place. But I think the people, the ordinary man, they are fed up of just hearing about, let's put this agenda in place, or let's put this initiative in place. They want to see and feel real action. The phone lines remain open, and we're taking your calls. 662-8674. That is 662-8674. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation here on The Edge. Stay with us.
Hey, guess what? It's Radio Market.
Call in and sell your merchandise. You can negotiate and negotiate, give and trade.
We on radio, internet, and TV.
Like us, share us, and subscribe to
ZIZonline.com.
And remember, we don't sell nothing over $5,000. Join us every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock right here on ZIZ Radio. Call 465-6120, 465-1903, 662-8674, or 718-577-2916. ZIZ Radio, giving back to the people.
Guess what? March Madness is here with ZIZ, celebrating 64 years strong where your brand belongs. St. Kitts and Nevis, it's time to level up your business with the biggest ad sale of the year. We've got it all at crazy discounted rates. Radio, TV, and social media. Want to make big sales? You need to be where the people are. And guess what? They're tuned into ZIZ, the #1 broadcast network in the Federation. Maximum reach, unbeatable deals, and 64 years of trusted media power. Don't get left behind. Secure your spot now before they're gone. Call our marketing team at 662-8203 or email sales@ZIZonline.com today. It's ZIZ March Madness, 64 years strong, where your brand belongs.
Welcome back to the program. We have a caller on the line. Okay, we lost that caller. Call us back at 662-8674. That is 662-8674. You're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. Let's take this call. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Good morning.
Mr. Cornelius, good morning, and how are you today, sir?
Good morning. I am doing well, and you?
I am very well, and thanks for asking. However, I am someone who listens because my parents sent me to school to do that. Listen and learn. It obviously one has to have the ability to learn. Otherwise, what sense it makes listening? The only good thing about we have 2 ears. But you said something just before the commercial. A word has some definitive of meaning. Set up. Annoyed and disappointed. People are disappointed and annoyed about the chatting and speaking and being reactive. They need to see people who are productive. Mr. Cornelius, you and everyone else are so right about what they spoke of recently. This land is fertile. You don't have to have a green thumb. Break it, put it on, it grows. What is the problem? Why can't they speak about be done as they think should be done? Somebody got to get up, man. pull up the bootstring and do what has to be done. If they got the right people in the right place, it would be done. But I think they have the wrong people in the right place. Mr. Cornelius, I thank you for listening. You have a good day. Goodbye.
You too, caller, and thank you so much for your contribution to the program here on The Edge. The phone lines remain open, and we'll take your calls. Call us at 662-8674. That is 662-8674. Caller, thank you for your contribution. But you've made a really good point there. So when you look at talking about 25 by 25 agenda of the food import bill and all of that, yes, we've been hearing about this for quite some time, and that is the truth. For me, we must acknowledge what we've done, the work or the progress that we have made. However, it does not mean that it's time for us to relax and sit back and say, well, we've done this and we're going to take a break. If we are serious about tackling the food import bill, we must all play our part, all play our role in ensuring that the food import bill is significantly reduced. Because here is my thinking. Spending $6 billion on food from outside of the region is wild. That money could have been invested or spent or directed in other areas. One being healthcare in the Caribbean. This is something that I oftentimes, hear Caribbean people lament about having access to quality and affordable healthcare. $6 billion could have done justice. $6 billion could have done justice. I often hear people talk about the need to have more opportunities in skills training and all of that. $6 billion could have done just that. But we have to put in the work so that we could redirect those funds to other areas of our economy so that we could remain viable. But spending $6 billion on a food import bill is wild. Let's head back to the phone lines and we'll take your calls. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning. Hello, caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yes. The bill, the lights bill, what you say, right?
No, not the lights bill. I didn't say anything about lights bill.
No. Okay. You said something to do. It wouldn't do something to do with it when you get a bill. Then that you say.
You mean just a while ago, or you mean earlier in the program?
No, you were talking about Congress and bill. And
that was earlier. That was with regards to the meters.
Yes, they're going to put in what kind of meter name? Smart meter?
Yeah.
Okay, like the smart hospital. And they could care of the bill that we got to pay more money, which is a smart way. Anyway, Mr. Cornelius is a political program like no other, and you say that people, this program not responsible for what people say. Understand? The thing that you say. Anyway, the sugar factory, right, closed almost 20 years ago, maybe more. They should have said it closed on the second Donald dead body. But that's what they go all the way to go talk about sugar factory and talking about Timothy and his brother and all kind of thing. If you take money, they take money because the money all over the country, all over the world. And he has done well. And they left him.
How are you doing, though? How are you doing? You doing well?
He would not get to 50. How are you doing well?
No, asking how you doing. All is well with you?
Oh, yes, but I cannot call no more because I can't see you. Block me out.
No, me and block you. We're having some challenges with the camera.
Okay, then no. So when it gets better, you're going to open?
Yeah, the camera will be back shortly.
I was saying because I tell you you're drinking and you give me none. I see you. I can't see you no more.
But you could hear me though, man.
You have a good weekend.
All right, you too.
See in his number to you know. Okay.
All right. You have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for your call to the program. It is 11:34, and we're taking your calls here on The Edge. call us at 662-8674. 662-8674. Let's take a break and we'll come right back.
Hey, guess what? It's Radio Market.
Call in and sell your merchandise. You can negotiate, give away and trade.
We on radio, internet, and TV.
Like us, share us, and subscribe to
ZIZonline.com.
And remember, we don't sell nothing over $5,000. Join us every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock right here on ZIZ Radio. Call 465-6120, 465-1903, 662-8674 or 718-577-2916. ZIZ Radio, giving back to the people.
Guess what? March Madness is here with ZIZ. Rating 64 years strong, where your brand belongs. St. Kitts and Nevis, it's time to level up your business with the biggest ad sale of the year. We've got it all at crazy discounted rates. Radio, TV, and social media. Want to make big sales? You need to be where the people are. And guess what? They're tuned into ZIZ, the #1 broadcast network in the Federation. Maximum reach, unbeatable deals, and 64 years of trusted media power. Don't get left behind. Secure your spot now before they're gone. Call our marketing team at 662-8203 or email sales@ZIZonline.com today. It's ZIZ March Madness. 64 years strong, where your brand belongs.
Welcome back to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius. The phone lines remain open at 662-8674. That is 662-8674. Call us and lend your voice to the conversation at hand. For those of you who are just tuning in, I shared some details about the new smart electricity meters, which are expected to give consumers greater control over energy usage in St. Kitts. And St. Kitts and Nevis making strides in CARICOM's 25 by 2025 initiative to reduce the food import costs. And this is part of the CARICOM agenda, where the region as a whole, is working to reduce the food import bill, which is somewhere in the region of $6 billion. Now, coming out of the press conference on Thursday, I'm going to shift gears a bit. The Minister with responsibility for Foreign Affairs, the Right Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas, spoke to... Well, let me give a bit of a context and backstory. So, we know that the United States Department of State has put in place a visa restriction or a visa policy for Cuban officials who administer programs where Cuban doctors are sent abroad. So there was some uncertainty as it relates to how will this affect the Cuban Health Brigade. And what it alleged or alleges is that they are engaging in things that are inhumane. Now, of course, St. Kitts and Nevis, like other countries across the region, have a really good diplomatic relationship with Cuba. And there are people from other parts of the region who go to Cuba and vice versa to work and to train. And so you can understand the level of uncertainty and on being uncomfortable and not knowing what is going to come from this. And it was alarming in the sense that the visa restriction was not targeted at regular people, but more so at the government officials. And so at the press conference on Thursday, our Foreign Affairs Minister basically stated that St. Kitts and Nevis does not participate in anything that is inhumane as it relates to Cuban doctors coming here or anywhere else for that matter to work and to share their experience. But I know there was some level of uncertainty and there wasn't much clarity about the issue, but the Foreign Affairs Minister basically cleared that up while speaking at the press conference on Thursday. So I just thought that I should share that with you, the listening audience. The phone lines remain open. Call us at 662-8674. That's 662-8674. For those of you who are just joining the conversation, you are listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis is expected or will host the Global Sustainable Island Summit 2025. So approximately 300 regional and international delegates will gather in St. Kitts and Nevis for the Global Sustainable Island Summit, slated for May 27th to 29th this year, reinforcing the Federation's commitment to sustainability while positioning itself as a leader in conference tourism. The event is being coordinated by Island Innovation, led by James Elsmore and his team, working closely with local event lead Sharon Rattan. The 5-day Global Sustainable Island Summit will focus on sustainable development and climate resilience through partnerships targeted at island states. The Ministry of Youth Empowerment will partner with the summit to bring together more than 200 participants at the Youth Forum, which includes 100 local youth leaders and 100 international participants. The summit will open at the Echo Park in Sandy Point, a venture in collaboration with the Republic of China, Taiwan, one of St. Kitts and Nevis' strongest partners in the area of in sustainability. 2 days of discussions at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort will commence thereafter to address the Sustainable Island State agenda, with experts and leaders from islands and former prime ministers attending. The event will include a 2-day sub-regional summit in Nevis that enables representatives from Anguilla and other islands to tackle important climate financing matters. Additionally, the Federation will host a geothermal summit in Nevis with the Honorable Conris Maynard, the Minister of Energy, and he will co-host together with the Nevis Island Administration, Skelec and Nevlec to explore renewable energy development strategies. Dr. Joel Clark, the Minister with responsibility for environment and climate action, stressed the event's importance aligns with the Prime Minister's vision for conference tourism and sustainability. The summit is the third major sustainability-focused conference that St. Kitts and Nevis will host. As from March 17 to 20th, we will be hosting the Green Climate Fund Regional Dialogue with the Caribbean, which will focus on climate financing, as well as the Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean. From April 7th to 10th, 2025, this meeting will convene regional human rights and environmental defenders. Dr. Clark highlighted diverse partnerships being established through the summit, which features an innovative hydroponics initiative worked on by the Ministry of Agriculture, along with local artists and craft traders, as evidence of St. Kitts and Nevis's creative approaches to sustainable development. So that is the Global Sustainable Islands Summit 2025. Renowned professionals, networking opportunities, interactive workshops, cultural experiences, and sustainability science. And this takes place from May 27th to 29th, 2025. It is happening right here in St. Kitts and Nevis, and it is an in-person event. It is 11:46, and we're taking your calls here on The Edge at 662-8674. That is 662-8674. For those of you who may have just joined the conversation, I've shared some details as it relates to the 25 by 2025 agenda, and we're in terms of the work that we have been doing and the importance for CARICOM to continue that work, and the new smart electricity meters that are expected to give consumers greater control over energy usage in St. Kitts and Nevis. Now, as we head into, we'll begin to wrap up the conversation. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice and Legal Affairs gave an update on a matter that is very serious, and it is relating to sham marriages that reportedly took place here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And according to the Attorney General, there are some possible 1,200 cases of fake marriages. They are aware of this, and the Ministry of Justice and Legal Affairs, National Security, have already launched their investigation into this. And while he acknowledged that it is going to be difficult to unravel this whole mess, but they are committed to doing so. And so you had a case where people were coming or entering the country, they are getting married, and in return they pay, I think he said, between $8,000 and $11,000. And when time now to exchange vows and kiss, I don't want to kiss. Just give me money, let me get on my business. Look your money here. But it is very serious in the sense that, according to the AG, some of these people are now attempting to pass down their citizenship. So you got your citizenship illegally, and you are attempting to pass it down to your child or whoever illegally. So you understand the seriousness of this. And what was even more alarming is that it includes members of the legal fraternity. That is quite alarming. We'll take your calls at 662-8674. We have a caller. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Good morning.
Again. You want two. I hear cigarette factory started. Hear you.
Oh, what was that?
Sugar factory started.
Golly, you are the best. You are the best, I tell you. There is none like you. The phone lines are open and we're taking your calls. 662-8674. But yeah, he gave the update on that, and it was very alarming to see that there's so many people that have engaged in this. And so he outlined what the steps that the ministry will take to ensure that this thing, as much as possible, does not happen again. You know, but it's alarming. It's a case where we're just giving away your citizenship. You get married to somebody, they pay you $8,000, $10,000, whatever the case is, and you give away your citizenship. And then these people reportedly became registered voters. So you're talking about a hot mess. You know, you're talking about something that really and truly is disturbing. Very, 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 very disturbing. And so the AGS said, give us time, because it's not something that we can unravel in a very short time. But it is going to take some time to unravel, because 1,200 cases and people coming forward with evidence, as you know, in any case, of course, it's going to be slow. And I'll definitely keep following up on this to hear what the findings are, what the latest development is as it relates to this. But this is absolutely ridiculous. And it is a cause for concern, and people ought to be outraged at this. People ought to be outraged at this. People engaging in marriage for monetary gain. According to the AG, ranging between $8,000 and $11,000. And $1,200? I mean, come on, man. Come on. It's 11:52, and we begin wrapping up our conversation for today here on The Edge. But the phone lines remain open at 662-8674. That is 662-8674. For those of you who may have just joined the conversation, we looked primarily at things that came out of the Prime Minister's press conference on Thursday. And we heard, as it relates to agriculture, St. Kitts and Nevis is committed to continuing its work in reducing the food import bill. The IMF has welcomed the establishment of a sovereign wealth fund, and other areas as it relates to housing. The education minister gave an update with homes that are to be constructed by East Coast Housing Development, and NHC has constructed more than 100 homes since the current administration took office. So that's just a few highlights coming out of the press conference on Thursday. It's 11:53, and we have a few moments left before we take your calls. In the meantime, I just want to continue to encourage those of you who may not have accessed the Budget Boost wallet. you still can do so. However, please note that you won't receive retroactive payments. So if you want to get a payment for the month of March, this is the time to do so. Don't wait until the last day to rush. The community centers are offering assistance. Just ensure that you have access to an email address where they can send the verification code. And last reminder for today is the Independence 42 theme competition. Put on your thinking caps and make your mark on Independence 42 and submit your 6 to 8 word theme. I think we have a caller that just came in, so we'll try to take this call. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm just wondering, we are on the cable. Want to know what's going on in the cable. Since yesterday morning, 11 o'clock, we ain't on a cable. No internet. Please. Thank you for listening.
All right. Thank you, caller, for your call. Well, I'm not aware of that as it relates to an outage with cable and internet. I'd encourage you to call your service provider to see exactly what the issue might have been. Perhaps there was an outage. I know for Nevis, there was a TV outage, I think, about 2 days ago. Digital had sent out a notice to say that there was a TV outage, but that has since been restored. But as it relates to here on the island of St. Kitts, I don't have any details about that, but I would encourage you to contact your service provider to find out exactly what the issue might be. You've been listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Thank you so much for joining me in the program for today, Friday, March 7, 2025. And until next time, you guys continue to stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. And please, I'm begging you, take it easy on the road as we head into the weekend. And lastly, I want to use this opportunity to wish the women and girls a happy International Women's Day when it comes. Have a good one.